Everyone, welcome back to episode 3. You are right, it's just so sad. A handsome man like him with no one around him. You know that time nurses told me that they have never seen anyone came visit him. They have already knew all the information, but hearing it state like that. This made him feel sad all over again. He finished his night checkups and went back to office. His thoughts were consumed by the mysterious man's eyes. Those eyes were looking at him, but more that he could tell. Why was he so consumed by the man? Mr. Jungkook, what has caught your attention today? You are so deep in thought that you couldn't hear me greet you. Sorry, Mr. Kim. Good evening. I was just thinking about what kind of family I might have out there. What sparked that thought? I guess lately I am realizing that even though I am always surrounded by people, none of them are my family. So that has me over wondering why there has never been anyone to come find me here. Then felt a pain in his heart because he knew why no one had come to see him and also why no one was looking for him. He is dead man in the hands of those who knew him. And what conclusion have you come to? Well, maybe I was a really terrible person and no one wants to associate with me, or all of my family members are dead, or my family is so poor that they don't want to come claim. Really? That's a good sign, isn't it? It might means that some part of your memories might be back, coming back. Who knows? With that lack of family around me, I am scared of remembering. This almost felt like a new start, like I get to choose who I want to be. I don't know if I am making any sense. You are making sense, but our past makes us who we are. You don't need to lose your memory to have a new start. Knowing everything about yourself helps you to run from your past, but to face it and deal with it completely to there. So there was no more in the closet that might get you later in life. Then nodded and Mr. Jungle didn't respond. It is not clear. This is the biggest, longest thing he's ever heard Mr. Jungle speak, and the fact that he said all he wanted to say and just stayed silent after didn't came as a surprise to them. Most of their conversation ended this way. Them held on to the name Jian. He wanted to search a bit deeper about it. Okay, it seems you are recovering well. I am done with your checkups. Tomorrow you will move to the rehab wards, and unfortunately that means I will be seeing less of you, but fortunately that you means you are almost recovered. Why do I need to move? Well, this is a ward for critical sick patients, and since you are no longer critical, it's good that you can go. The frown on Mr. Jungkook's face was visible deeper than usual. He knew it was not because he was confused, it was because he was displeased with the decision to move him. I understand, but don't want to move. This is not a choice. Either one of us have. I am employed by the hospital and you are a patient here. So neither one of us has the power to change the decision. I don't want to move. Mr. Jungle's voice was stern that even the calm nature of them got a bit unsettled. Maybe this man has a very bad and scary side of him, he thought to himself. Why don't you want to move? I feel that I shouldn't have, that it's not a good idea to move. Well, like I said, the director will have to involve in that, not me. For now, I have to go to my work. You got some rest? It seems you have had a long day. Also, you need to calm down. The tone you used with me just now was a bit. I'm so sorry. I'm just very anxious. All of a sudden, I didn't mean to speak to you in that way. He cut him in a mid-sentence. This time he spoke like a person about to have panic attack. Was he that guilty about scolding him? Calm down, Mr. Jungle. It's really not that serious. You don't need to get so worked up about it. I accept your apology. I don't want to hate me. I want you to still come to see me. This time Theon noticed the desperation in Mr. Jungle's voice. He wasn't understanding this man's words or tone. This man wanted to see him. He hesitated a bit before he asked a question that had been in his mind for a while. Now he has been curious about the answer ever since Mr. Jungle told him he liked the sound of his voice. There's just the two of them right now, so he felt bold enough to ask Mr. Jungle, do you perhaps like? Yes, I do. You didn't even let me finish my question. I can see it's hard for you to ask. Yes, I already know what you wanted to ask. The answer made him freeze where he stood. Many things were racing in his head. Why was this man so bold to admit this to him so seamlessly? Why him out of all the nurses that have been throwing themselves at him? Does this man maybe know about your secret? I think you are tired and need to rest, Mr. Jungle. So let me go visit other patients. I will see you tomorrow. I'm not tired, and whether it's tomorrow or the day after that, morning or night, my answer would change. Well, unfortunately, I can't return your feelings. I hope you understand. I will continue to look after you as per normal because I am a doctor and you are my patient. But that will be where our relationship begins and ends. I am happy to see how long you will reject me for. I might not know who I am, but the man that I am right now wants you, Mr. Kim. It's pity I have nothing to use to charm you except my face, but that is all I have, and I will have to and settle for now. Taekook felt chill runs down his spine when he heard Mr. Jungle before and pursuit of for his heart. He has always been attracted to Mr. Jungle's face, but the so he will never admit. Now, Mr. Jungle Taekook didn't even wait for Jungkook to respond. He rushed out of the ward as if he were being summoned elsewhere. He got to the office and closed the door behind him. He wanted to lock the door but make sure that Mr. Jungle's confession could be locked out too. He knew he couldn't lock the door because the nurses needed to have access to him in case of emergency. Jian. The name jumped back into his mind again. He quickly took out his phone and searched for anything about this name. The last time he searched for anything related to this man, he couldn't find even news articles about him. This time he was hoping he would be lucky. He had a lead after searching for about 20 minutes for anything that could shed some light about the identity of the man. There it was, the right front of him, a family picture. Even though Thang could tell it was taken years ago, he could recognize the man he had spent months staring at, sleeping and awake. In the picture, there was 5 people: an older man, 2 teenage boys, a younger girl, and a face that still brings chills to him. He knew his face very well, even though he had only seen the face for less than 5 minutes. It was the face of the lady that almost kissed much younger, one of the 2 teenager boys, who none other than Mr. Jungle is. This photo, he couldn't have been older than 18 years, disregarding everyone else in the picture. For now, he went to the print at the bottom to find the name. Jungkook, the oldest son of Jeon household. Jungkook, how is that possible? How many times is the same person going to be reported dead? Didn't the older Jeon's son died in the car accident with his mom? Thang couldn't believe that the man who is known as Mr. Jungle is actually Jungkook. Did the director, know? It couldn't be the coincidence that he named him Mr. Jungle when his real name is Jeon. This is way too close. Even from a guess, he just changed one. He had many thoughts racing in his mind. He recalled that when he was in school, there was a huge conversation. Many people were that there was foul play involved. For starters, Mrs. Jeon never drove herself, and on that day she was driving her car. Second, she had no bodyguards accompanying her. Thirdly, most witnesses said her driving was erratic, like someone being chased. Unfortunately, she ran into a truck, which also seemed suspicious. The driver of the truck ran around, so he never gave a statement. From that day, the news reporters were flooding every news outlet which reported of the passing of Mrs. Jeon and the Jeon heir of Jeon Empire, who is still someone wants this man dead, and they are willing to go to any lengths necessary to achieve that goal. Somehow, the words Jungkook said earlier started to make more sense. To think Jungkook really can not be moved to the center. Rehabilitation center was not in the control of the hospital. Many people go in and out of the center unaccounted of. For what if someone comes in and does harm to Jungkook? The only issue is that Taekook knows he can't keep Jungkook in the ward without drawing unnecessary attention. He decided that it would be better to call the director and address the issue. He has decided not to mention anything about Jungkook's identity because he really didn't know who to trust. The phone didn't ring long before the director picked up. Good evening, director. Good evening, Dr. Kim. Did anything happen at the hospital? No, sorry to call you on your day off. Nothing happened. I just have a minor issue that I would love to pick your brain on. Okay, I am all ears. Well, so the thing is, Mr. Jungle has mostly recovered and According to you, he needs to be transferred to the center, right? Right. And there is a based on conversation about keeps things around him as normal as possible. Yeah, that's correct. I am just a bit worried about sending him to the center. I am not sure if this is the safest place for him to be, but unfortunately don't have a great plan as to what to do about him. Now that I think about it, that makes sense, Mr. Kim. The center has a lot of traffic going in and out. Someone might recognize him and cause problems. We can't keep him here and we can't transfer him to the center. What do we do with him then? We never thought through that. I also don't really know unless what? Well, because we are the only two that knows about what. Why me? You lived alone. I lived with my wife and my kids came by often to check up on us. We can't have any more people around him who might recognize him. If I lived alone, I would take him in. So between the two of us, you are the best chair. This is really a never-ending drama. I love living alone and I don't like to have people in my space. Director, we don't even know how long it will take for him to recover his memories. So if I say yes, I might be stuck with this man for months or even years. Just the thought makes me feel suffocated. I know this is not what you signed up for, but I thought you wouldn't mind. Why would I not mind? I don't even know this man and I know I must babysit him at my house. Isn't that the same as asking walk home? The reason I thought you wouldn't mind was because Nurse G told me you two seems rather close. She told me that he followed your instruction without hesitation. I know it could be a number of reasons why he trusts you, but if he is already comfortable around you, then he might prefer to stay with you. What about my comfort? What is wrong? You are starting to sound like he did something to you that made you uncomfortable with him. If you are so opposed to the idea, then I have no choice but to send him to the center because my house. Give me a day or two to think about this. I will get back to you with the clear response. With that, the phone call was done. Tim was left wondering how things were just getting complicated. The Jian household are very powerful people with money and lots of it. If he were ever discovered, wouldn't they just end his career and even worse, his life? Also, there is the issue of Jungkook having feelings for him. Will he be safe around him? With him, he was very clear about his motives earlier. Could Taekook just take him in and just hope that nothing happens? There were so many variables of consider, and unfortunately, none of them were favorable to them. Tim decided that night he wouldn't be going back to hang out with Jungkook. He wanted to focus on work. He will deal with everything else when he gets home. Maybe if he sleeps, he will come up with another idea for where Jungkook can go. Texas was far from hospital, about 45 minutes drive. He chose this place because he wanted to decrease the chances of running into the colleagues on his day off. He was a small neighborhood where nothing much happened, and Taekook knew deep down that he would be great hiding place for Jungkook, but can be bring the man home with him. He didn't speak to Jungkook about it yet because Jungkook has been in bad mood since Taekook told him about the transfer. Jungkook has been staying in his room and hardly saying a word to anyone. The nurses thought that he was just depressed about not seeing his family for so long and that he was probably homesick. So they were trying to come up with ways to cheer him up and nothing worked. It didn't help that Taekook also decided not to go see him. He just sent nurses to attend to him because he was also not ready to face Jungkook after what he said last time they were together. Taekook couldn't hide for long from Jungkook because the day had finally arrived for him to go get his kids and take him home. When Taekook walked into the Jungkook's ward, Jungkook was standing next to the bed, already packed, ready to leave. He didn't have much to pack because he mostly used the hospital resources during the stay. What he had was gifted to him by nurses or other patients wanting his attention. The nurses had already informed him about the date and take from his transfer. Good afternoon, Mr. Jungkook. Are you ready? Jungkook responded to Taekook's greeting and question with a nod. Are you still upset about the transfer? He shook his head. We are back at this again. He is acting the same way he did when he had just woken up, using his head to respond to everything. Taekook thought to himself, I might have good news for you. Jungkook turned his face and lifted his eyebrows but still didn't say anything. Ask me the good news. I will tell you. What? No, not what. What is the good news? I couldn't find an opening for you at the center, so because I am such a caring person, I have decided to take you home with me. What? Take me to your house? Yes, you and I will be living together until you recover and your memory, but don't get any funny ideas, and the director's idea, not mine. I don't want you to overthink. When Taekook looked at Jungkook's face, he had the biggest smirk on his face. It almost scared Taekook into changing his mind. You are right. That is the best news I have ever heard all my life. So, when do we leave now? Taekook walked towards Jungkook to grab his bag. Jungkook is still patient after all. As soon as he was close enough, Jungkook pulled him closer by his waist. Before Taekook could react, Jungkook kissed him. By the time Taekook realized what was happening, it was over and Jungkook was already walking towards the door. Thank you, Doc. I can't wait to get home. Jungkook winked at Taekook and walked out of the door. To be continued. Oh, Jungkook kissed Taekook. What do you think about it? What is gonna be Taekook's reaction? As Taekook also have feeling for Jungkook. Is he gonna confess it now, or he is gonna react with something else? We will see it in the next episode. Bye bye.